How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. Here are 4 of our most powerful lessons. How to Win Friends and Influence People is one of the most influential self-help books ever written. Published in 1936, Dale Carnegie's book focuses on interpersonal skills, communication, and leadership. Carnegie believed that success in life depends largely on the ability to interact effectively with others. The book is divided into sections covering practical principles for dealing with people, making them like you, persuading them, and leading effectively.
Lesson 1. Fundamental Techniques in Handling People. Dale Carnegie begins by teaching 3 basic principles for dealing with people effectively. The first is, don't criticize, condemn, or complain. Criticism often makes people defensive and can create resentment. Instead of pointing out someone's mistakes, try to understand why they acted that way. For example, a boss who constantly criticizes employees might get short-term compliance, but they lose loyalty and respect in the long run. The second principle is, give honest and sincere appreciation. Everyone wants to feel valued, and genuine praise motivates people far more than criticism ever will. Simply thanking a coworker for their contribution can make them feel recognized and encourage them to keep putting in effort. The third principle is, arouse in the other person an eager want. To influence someone, show them what's in it for them. People are motivated by their own desires, not yours. For instance, if you want a team member to work overtime, explain how it could benefit them, such as gaining experience, recognition, or future opportunities, rather than just stating your need. By applying these 3 principles, you can handle people in a way that builds respect, motivation, and cooperation.
Lesson 2. 6 Ways to Make People Like You. Dale Carnegie emphasizes that strong relationships begin with a genuine interest in other people. The first principle is, become genuinely interested in others. Ask questions, listen carefully, and remember details like names or personal preferences. Showing real curiosity about someone makes them feel valued and understood. The second principle is, smile. A simple smile can make people feel welcomed, comfortable, and appreciated. It's a small gesture that creates a positive impression instantly. The third principle is, remember that a person's name is, to that person, the sweetest sound. Using someone's name correctly demonstrates respect and attention. It shows that you see them as an individual and care enough to remember who they are. The fourth principle is, be a good listener and encourage others to talk about themselves. People enjoy sharing their experiences and stories. Listening attentively not only builds trust, but also helps you understand them better. The fifth principle is, talk in terms of the other person's interests. Find common ground or discuss topics that matter to them. Focusing on what they care about makes conversations more engaging and meaningful. The sixth and final principle is, make the other person feel important, and do it sincerely. Genuine recognition and respect are powerful motivators. When people feel truly valued, they're naturally drawn to you.
Lesson 3. How to Win People to Your Way of Thinking. This section focuses on persuading others without causing resentment, and in this lesson there are 11 principles. The first principle is, avoid arguments. Even if you win an argument, you often lose goodwill. Staying calm and respectful is more effective than proving someone wrong. The second principle is, show respect for the other person's opinions. Never bluntly say, "You're wrong." Instead, ask questions and guide the conversation gently. This encourages cooperation rather than resistance. The third principle is, if you're wrong, admit it quickly and emphatically. Owning up to mistakes builds credibility and earns respect. People are more willing to listen when they see honesty. The fourth principle is begin in a friendly way. Start conversations positively to set the tone for cooperation and trust. The fifth principle is get the other person saying yes, yes immediately. Lead them to agreement by focusing on shared beliefs or points of agreement at the start. The sixth principle is let the other person do a great deal of the talking. People trust ideas more when they feel they have had a hand in shaping them. The seventh principle is let the other person feel the idea is theirs. Subtle suggestion works better than force. When people think an idea came from them, they are naturally more committed. The eighth principle is try honestly to see things from the other person's point of view. Empathy reduces resistance and helps you present ideas in a way that makes sense to them. The ninth and final principle is throw down a challenge. People are motivated by competition, recognition, and the opportunity to prove themselves. Framing a goal as a challenge can inspire effort and enthusiasm.
Lesson 4. Be a leader. How to change people without giving off offense or arousing resentment. Dale Carnegie emphasizes leadership techniques that inspire cooperation rather than resentment. The first principle is begin with praise and honest appreciation. Start with positives before discussing areas for improvement so people feel recognized and respected. The second principle is call attention to mistakes indirectly. Instead of saying, "You're wrong," ask guiding questions like, "Could this be improved?" This approach encourages reflection without embarrassment. The third principle is talk about your own mistakes first. Sharing your own errors makes others more receptive to feedback and creates a sense of shared learning. The fourth principle is ask questions instead of giving direct orders. This encourages participation and gives people a sense of ownership over their actions. The fifth principle is let the other person save face. Avoid humiliating anyone, even when correcting mistakes, as respect maintains cooperation and trust. The sixth principle is praise the slightest improvement. Encouragement reinforces positive behavior and motivates continued growth. The seventh principle is give the other person a fine reputation to live up to. People naturally strive to meet the positive expectations you set for them. The eighth and final principle is make the other person happy about doing what you suggest. Align tasks with their desires and goals so that cooperation feels natural and rewarding. The 10th principle is let the other person feel the idea is theirs. Subtle suggestion works better than force. When people think an idea came from them, they are naturally more committed. The 11th principle is try honestly to see things from the other person's point of view. Empathy reduces resistance and helps you present ideas in a way that makes sense to them. The 12th principle is appeal to nobler motives. People respond strongly to ideals like fairness, honesty, and generosity. Aligning your request with these values can inspire cooperation. The 13th principle is dramatize your ideas. Present your message in an interesting, memorable way to capture attention and make it persuasive. The 14th and final principle is throw down a challenge. People are motivated by competition, recognition, and the opportunity to prove themselves. Framing a goal as a challenge can inspire effort and enthusiasm.
Conclusion. Dale Carnegie's book teaches that human relation skills are not innate. They can be learned and practiced. Success comes not just from knowledge or talent, but from the ability to communicate, influence, and lead effectively. By applying Carnegie's principles, showing genuine interest in others, practicing empathy, and encouraging cooperation, anyone can build stronger relationships, improve leadership abilities, and achieve personal and professional success.